Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is going to be a slightly different week in review. You can probably hear it in my voice, but I think I'm fine, but I have been traveling recently, and it's been taking a toll, the amount of talking I've been doing, although I've been filming less, so the talking really should even out, but it is what it is. Maybe it's just the loud noises, the shouting over people. Anyways, I just recently came back from GAMA 2023. GAMA is going to be a game convention that is more focused around the quiet, do not disturb. Anyways, GAMA is more of a convention that is focused around the board game industry, which means it's less of a, hey, I'm just going to go to have fun convention, and much more, I'm a retailer, I'm a distributor, I'm a publisher, a designer, a content creator, any of these different facets of the industry to go, to network, to discuss, what they can do for each other, how they can help each other, whether it's, again, distributor selling to a retailer, making those connections, someone pitching their new game idea, someone looking for, who can do who can do a crowdfunding video for their game, for their next campaign or whatnot. There's that kind of networking. It's definitely fun, but it's a lot of work too, and a whole lot of talking. Well, that means that I am diving into this week in review with a completely different format, which is to say no notes, no prep, no nothing. I'm not going to be covering news this week, all the news things I have, and there are some news things to go over, but I'm pushing them to next week's week in review, so some of those things will be delayed. You may have heard of them from other places by the time you watch next week's video. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive into this. Now, I will be going into the videos of the past week and all of that fairly shortly. But before we do that, just a general update on, should I do games I played? I don't even know. I have nothing. I have you know what? Let's talk briefly about GAMA. I will have a full GAMA vlog, probably. I need to make sure that I have enough stuff for a coherent video, but I have some stuff of the show floor, some general conversations of things going on. Once again, I played a bunch of games at the Glass Die, the local game cafe there. That is a lot of fun to go to. But past that, it was, I would say the highlights for me as far as games are, I played Age of Atlantis, which was not actually a GAMA featured game, but the designer of Oros, Brant Brinkerhoff, he taught me Age of Atlantis, had a lot of fun with that one, really enjoyed playing it. One play in, I need to play it more. Ooh, maybe I play that tomorrow. Ooh, I might play that tomorrow. Cool. Anyways, Age of Atlantis. I really enjoyed my one play of Age of Atlantis, and maybe playing that tomorrow. I have some friends stopping by. I was going to play DEI, but maybe I pick Age of Atlantis. Make no mistake, I think DEI is much better. Probably much better, but I do like Age of Atlantis 2 a lot, so we'll see. Maybe I'll play both. If I get really lucky, I'll play both. But that said, past that, I also played Expeditions from Stonemaier Games, the new title there. I'll have a full review once I actually have a copy to review and to play more, but based on one play, I really enjoyed it. I've never been a huge fan of Scythe. I've always thought it's okay, and I really liked and enjoyed Expeditions quite a bit. And then lastly, I'd say Cosmoctopus. I really like the little puzzle going on there. It's definitely a little bit on the lighter side compared to like Age of Atlantis or Expeditions, but it's a fun puzzle from Henry Audubon. I really enjoyed playing through it, and I'm looking forward to, well, diving into that one again when I have a chance. Also, the deluxe collector's edition with like metal mechs and everything, insanely over the top. That's you should not get that deluxe edition unless you know you like the game, but if you have a chance to pick up that one, there's a nice heftiness to those deluxe pieces. But I think those are my three highlights: Age of Atlantis, Cosmoctopus, and Expeditions. I played a bunch more games. I don't remember everything. I played Too Many Cooks from Good Games Publishing, as well as Trick Draw. Both of those fairly fun. Too Many Cooks, I think, is just a better version of, not better, a different version of Decorum. Decorum from Floodgate Games that has a bit of a kind of communicating cooperatively to achieve your goals. I thought Too Many Cooks was a very fun version of that was easier to dive into. I think like Decorum I kind of play through and move on from. And I think Too Many Cooks has a good spot on a shelf if you're looking for like a little fast, fun, panicky working together. I think it's a fun little puzzle. Really enjoy that. And Trick Draw, I don't know if that's a keeper. It's one I want to play more, but Trick Draw is a fun little, trying to reveal and set yourself up to get 10 points before other players, and then try to cash in on the end game. Very fun little puzzle. It's the kind of game that I think would stick around for a bit and eventually move on, but I got one play of that in and enjoyed it. I sat down to play it again for a second time because I wanted to play it again, but then I had a meeting show up, and so I couldn't do that. But I think those are some of the general highlights of the games I played. A bunch more. There was also, Gnome Hollow. Gnome Hollow was a talk of the con. As a talk of a Gamma Expo, I believe it's called. And Gnome Hollow was a lot of fun. It was a very accessible game that had enough strategy to be compelling, but overall, expect to see big things in that one. I believe there's a lot of people trying to chase down that game and to do good stuff with it, but I definitely enjoyed it. To me, I think it's the game that Flamecraft Flamecraft is a game that has a ton of buzz and hype, and it's both accessible, it's cute, it's adorable, but also it's like, you know, lots of players on all ends of the strategy spectrum tend to enjoy it for different reasons. For myself, I find Flamecraft to be fine. I think it's fun, I'm always happy to play it, but I'll never really suggest it myself. I think it's one of the most adorable games ever, but from a pure gameplay stance, not as much my direct thing. But I think Gnome Hollow is probably, to me, what Flamecraft was to others, in the sense that it is easy to dive into it from a very casual sense, but also has enough strategy and bite to be fairly compelling. Expect to see good things on that one. And with that, let's dive into no updates on the 12x12 challenge. I don't think so. Nothing there. I've been focused this past week on playing other games and not diving into games I've played again. Although I'll probably be getting 12 plays of 4 Northwood in, so we'll see what happens there. But that's too short to really count for my 12x12 anyway. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into the last week games, the videos I did last week, if my thing will open. Starting off with Saturday. Saturday I did a few things. Last Saturday I did 6 button shy games I don't like and 7 button shy games I love. There's actually some more I probably should have included. There's a few I'm still behind on, like fishing lessons is what I need to talk about. But overall, I like button shy games a lot in general. Some stick around, some leave. In fact, I don't even think I titled it 6 button shy games I don't like, because that's not true. I think it's like 6 button shy games I didn't keep or whatnot. That's the correct title. I enjoy them to various degrees, some more, some less. Some of them I didn't like, but for the most part, button shy games are easy to pick up, very fun to play, very engaging. There's actually a button shy... Oh, that's what I played. Speaking of games, there's another game, don't even know the name of it, but another game about making musical notes that was very compelling. Very much a button shy style kind of game, but it's all about these kind of setting up a musical note as you draft cards, 2-player. There's also solo mode. I only played it once. Really like that one. Excited for that. That's another game I played at Gamma. I don't even have the name. I think it's from the same person who did Mind Your Business, but I might be mixing up publishers, to take that with a grain of salt. But I think the same person who did Mind Your Business, Matthew Ryan, I want to say. I think that sounds correct in my head, but I believe he did that. So keep your eyes peeled. He's doing a set of 3 small box games, small wallet-sized games and whatnot. And I really like that game that I can't even tell you the name of, but just reminded me of that because of button shy games. Also, Lucky Duck has a little samurai-style game. Again, same kind of situation, like 16 cards and whatnot. And I also like that one as well. I have replayability concerns, but it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors, samurai, stances and attacking. Very cute puzzles. Getting distracted here. Then from there we have Sunday. Sunday I did 2 videos. I did board game upgrades video, as well as a White Death should you back it video. White Death is definitely, Zombicide White Death kind of knocked it out of the park, getting close to like 4 million at the end from a very slow start, making all the way to almost 4 million by the time I was done. That's one where I am reluctantly afraid that I will go all in on it, and I should not go all in on that one. I ended the campaign with a pledge for the base pledge. I'm probably going to end up upgrading the pledge manager. I might regret that move. We'll see. On Monday, we had a 2 back and not to back. Going over a bunch of campaigns as usual. I don't remember what they were offhand, so I'm going to move forward to the next day, which is Tuesday. Tuesday, we had a preview video for Alter from the Red Joker. You can check that out. That's another Devon preview, as well as a review for Sagrada and a bunch of expansions. That's an overdue review. I filmed it a bit ago. Finally had a chance to put that one up. And then finally, a review of Cysmic going up later in the day, because I was on the wrong time zone. Not the wrong time zone, a different time zone. And so I set it to go live at 4, and it went live at 7 instead. But review for Cysmic. Cysmic's an interesting one. Very expensive if you get the full. It's expensive for either version of the game, but it is a very cool system. I think I'm concerned about how big the table space is on that one. Like, genuinely, like there are a few games where I've been concerned about that just being too large of a table presence. And at least the prototype was definitely too large of a table presence, in the sense that it would be hard to table it as easily as I'd like. But it was a very cool game that I very much enjoyed and was a lot of fun. But I need to play it more, and it's one that I gave like a kind of initial first impressions kind of review. Like I played it multiple times. I enjoyed it. I got enough of an experience. But I feel it's a game that I'm not confident of where I feel in it until I play the final version and until I play it like 10 times. It was very crazy in terms of how much is going on in the game, but worth looking at. Definitely worth looking at. Then on Wednesday we had a review for Massive Darkness going up first. That was covering Massive Darkness 2 Hellscape. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoy Massive Darkness, with the caveat that you do need some house rules, in my opinion, to level up the difficulty. I think the base game as is not difficult enough. Once you do ramp up that difficulty, I think it is a much better experience. I think it gives you a challenging puzzle, but even as is, it's just fun to roll handfuls of dice, to power up your characters, to use the asymmetric characters in the game. I really enjoy Massive Darkness, gave it a 4.5. Then later on Wednesday, I gave a review for Seven Wonders Duel Agora. Not review, gameplay. Gameplay of Seven Wonders Duel with Pantheon and Agora expansion, together with Devin, going through that. You can check that out. This is us playing through more Seven Wonders Duel. And then lastly, on Wednesday, I did a 12x12 review of Arnak, Lost Ruins of Arnak. My 12x12 review series is something I started doing this year that I think I want to do it forever. And 12x12 is just a random thing, but I like the title of it. The 12x12 is the idea that I commit to a challenge that I'm going to play at least 12 games 12 times each. So 12 different games will get a minimum of 12 times each. And my 12x12 review format, though, is actually more than that, because it's where I really try to fully explore the game from all angles. Every single player count, including solo, every single module or adjustment or expansion you could possibly have, at least as of right now, and really trying to mix and match as much as possible to get a comprehensive experience of the game, rather than, hey, I played this 5 times, but I haven't really explored everything. So, like, I really want to explore these games as much as possible when I do a 12x12 review, to complete them in any sense of the word. And Arnak is a game I've played like 30 times in 2023, so I definitely have knocked out a lot of what you can possibly do with that game. And again, hopefully it'll be a regular series. So far I've done a Feast of Odin, I've done Arnak, I think Castle of Burgundy is coming up next. I just need to play the Vineyards expansion, and there will be more. I want to dive into games in depth and have like at least, I would like there to be at least 12 reviews a year, 1 a month, and where I do a comprehensive, in-depth review, usually of a game that I might have reviewed, 6 months to a year ago, because sometimes it takes time to really get that full breadth of experience. But I want to be able to give reviews that are not just from a, hey, I played this 5 times in the past 2 weeks and now I can talk about it. Rather, I want to talk about it with real depth behind it and exploring things. But that's my review of Arnak. Short version is, I love Arnak, nothing's changed. 30 plays deep, I'm still happy to pull it out and play it without a single pause or thought. Then on Thursday I did a video of donating level, well, I can't remember exactly what I called it, but I basically was getting rid of a bunch of games that I really like, and specifically I'm justifying this getting rid of by giving them to the Level Up Retreat library. The Level Up Retreat is a convention we are doing in July 14th through 16th, I want to say, in Connecticut. Feel free to check it out. There's Level Up events, whatnot. There's lots of links, you can go ahead and jump to it. Maybe I'll throw a link down below. But basically, the Level Up Retreat convention we're hosting, it's a playing games convention. It's going to be a small thing, maybe 200, maybe 300 people, don't know exactly, but it's going to be focused very much on just sitting down, playing games, having a good time, a few events and things to keep things interesting. But overall, this is me taking a bunch of games that I like and kind of on the fence about getting rid of it, and justifying getting rid of them by giving them to the Level Up Retreat libraries. That's going to be on, that was Thursday's video. Friday's video was reviewing games. It's like, I think I called it reviewing versus reviewing. But the basic idea is there's a practical limitation to reviewing games. This goes hand in hand with what I just said about the 12x12 format, where a board game reviewer has a very different experience in the way they encounter and engage with games compared to someone who is just playing games casually. There's a pressure to review games. It's an essential aspect of, I have to play this, it's on my docket, I have to play this as many times as possible, but also not too many times in a short time frame, but not a long time frame. There's all these different constraints that go into what makes and then also all the biases at play. There's a million different biases, and I don't mean money. I mean, money could be a factor too, but I mean anything from relationships to the nature of how someone, if I experience a game, if I play 350 games a year, the way I experience a new game is going to be different than the way someone who plays 70 different games a year is going to experience a new game. And that could be in different ways. There's all these different factors in play, but the general idea of the video is that reviewing games, people who review games for a living or just on an ongoing basis where you play so many games and you review so many games, it's going to be a different experience than somebody who simply is reviewing a title that they love and they've been playing for the past 5 years. There's complications around reviewing games in terms of the way people can engage with them, and so that was Friday's video. There's no takeaway. Someone commented on the video, well, I like the video, but why did you do it? And the answer is so that you're informed. So that you, when you're watching my reviews, when you're watching the Dice Towers reviews, when you're watching Shut Up and Sit Down, or No Pun Included, or whoever's reviews you're watching, Man vs. More Preview, they do some reviews too. Any channel you're watching that does regular review content, walk in understanding that the way a board game reviewer engages with reviews, engages with board games, is going to be different than other people. And it's not a bad thing, it's just understand the knowledge, understand the pros and the cons. If you want a single channel that reviews every single game under the sun, the Dice Tower is your place to go. 100%. There are pros to having a singular place that reviews everything. But also, and that means they can talk about everything kind of within relation to having experienced many things as possible. But again, that introduces its own biases. So just whoever you're watching, me, others, whenever, understand the different ways that games are approached in this space. That brings us to today's videos. Today we're going to have this kind of random week in review that's not as structured as usual, but we are also going to have, there's not even a topic of the week. I'm running late on time. I'm trying to catch up from being gone for the past week. But also later today we're going to have a review for Pan Am as well as a review for Evergreen from Horrible Guild. So check out both of those. Those will be going up later today. And then next week, let's see what we have coming up next week. Next week we should have a video going up on Sunday for the upcoming campaigns for May. I say Sunday hopefully because there's so many things I have to get caught up on. We'll also have, what else will we have? I'm hoping we'll have a review for Guards of Atlantis. I don't know if that will be able to go up this week, but it should be up before the campaign is done. But we have a bunch of things. We have sort of Guards of Atlantis, upcoming campaigns for May, review for my Shelfie. Oh, I might do a video for 10 great games for 10 great solo games for every time slot. Basically, it's a video in which I go through a bunch of solo games, but specifically talking about them from the stance of specifically talking about, you know, hey, if you have a 5-minute range, if you have a 15-minute range, if you have a 25-minute range, whatever range you have, all the way up to months or days or weeks or anything, I want to give you, you know, kind of a conversation there around different solo games for you at different time slots. And with that, that is going to be a week in review, which lastly we have the games on the table. We have Dodo's Riding Dinos, which I picked up at Gamma. This one I'm looking forward to diving into. I know Tom Vassell said the best game of this genre, and so I want to try out, I want to play this with my kids and see how it holds up, what does this game do, and how much fun it is. We also have Wishland, which I believe has an upcoming crowdfunding campaign for the expansion. I want to dive into the base game and see how that one holds up. Again, hoping to play it this week. And then as well as that, we have Nestlings and Assassin's Creed. This is Assassin's Creed Apocalypse, so diving into 2 of those. I don't know which of these I'm going to be able to get to today. Hopefully I get to at least 3 of these 4. That's usually my goal when I do these weekend reviews. I want to get to at least 3 of the 4 games I talked about. But we'll see. We'll see what ultimately happens. These are some of the things on my radar. By the way, this is very cool. This is like a little giant snake person that, like, it looks cool. I mean, I like the Apocalypse theme on this Assassin's Creed. It's a game system I love. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. This has been your week in review. Actually short compared to the usual. This will be a shorter video. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.